Phonetics or phonics. Are we there? Number one, identification of sounds. That's the first one. The first way of learning diction or phonetics is identification of sounds. That's the first way of learning diction or phonetics or phonics. So the sounds are the vowel sounds and consonant sounds that I talked about. The vowel sounds and the consonant sounds. So we have 20 vowel sounds and 25 consonant sounds. That's the first way. Number two, the second one is consistent speaking practice. Everyone say consistent speaking practice. Let's say that, everybody. Consistent speaking practice. Let's say that. Yes. So that's it. That's another way of learning diction. Now, the last one, this one is for the nursery level and the kindergarten level. It is diction songs and games. Everyone say diction songs and games. Say that. Now, we have diction songs and games that will teach the nursery children from the ages of 3 to 8 to 7. Nursery, kindergarten, and basic 1. Some schools call them elementary 1. Some schools use grade. So it's also the same thing as primary or elementary. So from age 3 to 7, we have songs that will teach them so they can know how to combine words learn how to read words in the right diction, because children learn faster with songs. Lower children, talking about the younger children, learn faster with songs. If there's anything you're teaching them in the school, if you teach them with song, they learn faster with songs. So these are the three ways of learning diction. So please, what's the first one, everybody? Identification of sounds. What's the second one? Consistent speaking practice. What's the third one? Diction, songs, and games. These are the ways of learning diction. These are the ways of learning diction. So now let's go to the sounds now. Let's go to the sounds. We have 20 vowel sounds in diction. So I would like to put us through the 20 vowel sounds in diction so we can actually go deeper into the sounds and the consonants. 20 vowel sounds in diction so we can go to the sound. So the first one, it's the R sound. 20 vowel sounds. Oh. So the R sound, so we can write on the please. So the R sound is the short vowel sound. Ever say short vowel sound? So how do we get to know the long vowel sounds and short vowel sounds? Through the pronunciation. Ever say pronunciation? Say pronunciation. So the R sound represents letter A. Ever say letter A? So that's why we say letter A sound ah. Letter A sound what? Ah. So letter A sound ah. Everyone say that. Okay, let's run through the alphabet now. Say letter A sound ah. Letter B sound B. Letter C sound k. Letter D sound D. Letter E sound E. Letter F sound F. Letter G sound G. Letter H sound H. Letter I sound E. Letter J sound J. Letter K sound K. Letter L sound L. Letter M sound M. Letter N sound N. Letter O sound O. Letter P sound P. Letter Q sound Q. Everyone say Q. That as in queen. Okay. Letter Q sound Q. Letter R sound R. Letter S sound S. I want the children want to make a sound now. Everyone say S as in snake. Can you see what I'm doing? Do what I'm doing, everybody. Letter S sounds as in snake. Some of the sounds have demonstrations, like letter S now. Sounds, why the others, we need to see the pictures of the objects we're mentioning. S as in snake. Letter T sound T. Letter U sound O. Letter U sound O as in umbrella. So because the letter U goes for umbrella, that's what we're saying. O. Do we get it now? Great, perfect. That's letter U. Letter V sound V. Letter W sound W. We can say letter W sound W as in watch, or we say we as in window. So this letter, the sound represents the object. So whatever object you're making example of, you can say letter W sound W as in watch, or you say we as in window. It depends on the object. So it depends on the object. The object determines the pronunciation of the sound. Let's take note of that. Very important. That's letter W. Letter X sound X. As in X-ray. Let's say X-ray. Okay. Letter Y sound Y. Letter Z sound Z. So these are the phonetical alphabets. These are how we pronounce them in diction, phonetics, or phonics. So do we get it now? Do we get it now? So let's proceed to the main sounds, because for we to know how to pronounce the alphabet in diction, we have to know the sounds first. But I just wanted us to do a rough review of it before we go to the other to the sounds now. So let's go to the vowel sounds. Sure. Okay, now, before we go to the vowel sounds, before we write this, everyone, let's say aspects of diction. Everyone say aspect of diction. So we can, let's say that. Let's say aspect of diction. Everyone say one. Speaking. Say speaking. You can write that down. Speaking. Two. Reading. Reading. Three. Everyone say listening. So you say listen, not listen. Letter T is silence. You say debt. That's DEBT when you're owing someone money. Debt, not debt. So you say castle, not castle. Lamb, not lamb. So the second one is reading. Everyone's third one is listening. The fourth one is spelling. Everyone say spelling. Spelling. And the fifth one is transcription. Everyone say transcription. I'm going to write it there. Transcription is the fifth one. Okay, so that's the major part of diction, transcription. So I'm going to, before we go to the vowel sounds, let me explain each one after the other before we go to the vowel sounds. The first one is speaking. Everyone say speaking. Speaking means you must know how to communicate with people in diction. That means whatever they're saying, you have to ensure anything you're saying should be in the right diction. And that's why we have two kinds of English. We have the British English and American English. So, but most of us in Nigeria, we use our own forms of Nigerian English. Examples, Abi, Shebi, these are wrong. And especially when you're saying you're going to school, Abi, instead of saying that, let's say you're going to school, right? Say that. Now, in the Americans use, they don't pronounce the words completely. They will say right, while we will say right. You know, Americans, they try to abbreviate words. And I've explained the speaking now, and that's what we call colloquialism. Everyone say colloquialism. Colloquialism is the use of informal language in communication. Let me break it down. It's the use of slangs. Examples, I want to do this. I'm going to go there. Gonna, wanna. These are slangs that Americans use. We call them American slangs. In Nigeria, it is not acceptable in any external examination. Even school examination, it is not acceptable. If you use I want to go to school, wanna, instead of want to, then you might fail the examination. Because English language, we're in Nigeria. So in West Africa examinations, we use the normal English. We don't use wanna. Instead of that, we use want to. So colloquialism is the use of informal language in communication. Americans will say, I want to see all of them. All of them. TH has been omitted. They will say, all of them. Are you doing, dude? Americans will say, how are you doing? Instead of saying, how are you doing? So this is so instead of saying this or this, they use this. Americans use this. The British English, how are you doing? Or how are you doing? Americans will say, how are you doing? Because they want you to know that they use the colloquialism, they use slangs in communication. So most of our children, like the children I teach in my schools at Ajawa State Oshodi, they actually like to use American English. So that's why most of them they go home, they start using American English, even their parents don't understand what they say. But it's good to use the British English, but at the same time, you can still speak in diction using the British English. That's it. So that's colloquialism. So they use abbreviation in communication sometimes. They like to abbreviate. What are you doing? Sleeping. Nigerians will say, I am sleeping. Americans will say, sleeping. How are you doing, dude? Good, and you? But we will say, I am good, and you. So Americans like to abbreviate. They don't like to talk much. They don't talk much like Nigerians. You understand? So that's why they like to abbreviate their words. So do we understand that now? So let's go to the second one. Everyone say reading. Reading. So the reading aspect is actually means learning how to read in the right diction. It is important to know how to read in diction, and we're going to do a small, a practical this morning. Let's take this. Everyone say in English diction, there are 20 vowel sounds, which are. Let's take it again. Say in English diction, there are 20 vowel sounds, which are. So this is one of the way we can read. We can read in diction using, by practicing. You understand? By the time we practice how to read in diction, as time goes on, we get it. So reading means you must learn how to pronounce words in the right diction. That's what it is. So now the third one is listening. Everyone say listening. Listening means paying attention to your speech instructor so that you can speak the way he speaks, read the way he reads, and also, transcribe the way he transcribes. That's listening. So that means you must pay attention in class when you are being taught diction. At the same time, you must also learn how to, practice personally on your own. That's what it says. Do we get it now? That's listening. The fourth one is spelling. Everyone say spelling. Spelling is the combination. Everyone say that. Spelling is the combination of letters to form words. So when we combine letters to form words, that's what we call spelling. For example, I want to spell the word diction. Diction, I want to spell the word diction. Okay, now I want to spell the word diction. For the nursery and kindergarten level, I will spell like this. Everyone, let's spell together. Say Diction. Diction. That's for the nursery and kindergarten level. Because you have to teach children letters first. They have to spell one after the other before you can actually tell them to spell in complex forms. So this one is the primary, secondary, or tertiary level of spelling. So I'm going to say diction. The word diction has two syllables. Yes, two syllables. And what is a syllable? A syllable is the division of words into units. A syllable is the division of words into units. That's a syllable. It is also, in simple form, the breaking down of words into their letter groupings. A syllable is the breaking down of words into their letter groupings. A syllable is the division of words into units. It is also the breaking down of words into their letter groupings. Now, this word diction has two syllables. Diction, from the pronunciation, is two. So, example, we have another one, phonetics. Phonetics, that's three. 1, 2, 3. Phonetics. So, when we want to spell in the primary, secondary, or tertiary level, how do we spell? We say D-I-C, say that. T-I-O-N. Diction. Because it starts two syllables. So, how are we going to spell it? Diction. So, we say D-I-C-T-I-O-N. Everyone, let's say that together. D-I-C-T-I-O-N for the elementary, secondary, and tertiary level. For the nursery and kindergarten level, we say D-I-C-T-I-O-N. That's for the nursery and kindergarten level. That's what it is. So that's the the spelling aspect. The last one is transcription. Everyone say that. Transcription is the phonetical version of English language. Okay. Transcription is the phonetical version. Phonetical version of English language. So I'm going to explain that now. Transcription is the phonetical version of English language. So it simply means breaking down words from transcribing words from English to diction. Like I said before, diction is the language. So transcription simply means changing words from English language to diction. That's a simple definition. So that's what we're going to do in the vowel sounds now. We're going to be looking at how to transcribe words in diction. So transcription is the phonetical version of English language. So these are the 5 aspects of diction. Do we understood what I explained just now? So those are the 5 aspects of diction. So now everyone say the vowel sound. Say that. Now let's start with the first one. The first word, everyone say ah, ah. This is the ah sound. This is the short vowel sound. I'm still coming to that. We have short vowel sounds and long vowel sound. So the ah sound represents letter A. So we're going to take one word example each under the sounds. The first one we can say fat. Everyone say fat. Can we see it now? So now let's learn how to say it. How to transcribe it now. Letter F. Everyone say slash, my slash first. Everyone say my slash first. Or you say my first slash. Say my first slash. Okay. Letter F sound. Everyone say f. Letter F sound. F. Let's say that. Then we close the slash. Say my close slash. So this is fat. So letter A sound ah. So it is everyone say f. Ah. Tss. Fat. Let's say it again. Say f. Ah. Tss. Fat. That's a short vowel sound ah. So the other one is ah. Say ah. Ah. This word is a long vowel sound. It represents AR and AL words. What's the F AR? Letter A and R and letter A and L. So I'll give us 2 word examples under this to explain. Palm. Everyone, let's say palm. Palm. Letter P sound poo. Say poo. Say poo. Ah. Palm. So that's AL. This sound represents AL and AR. AR now, we have card. Say card. Say k. Ah. Do. Card. That's the second sound. This one is ah. This one is ah. Okay, let's go to the third one. Everyone say E. E. This is a short vowel sound. Okay. Let's say big. Say big. Say boo. E. Good. Big. That's British. Americans will say big. For example, this church is big. They use A for this. Boo. A. Go. Americans. So you can say it, but do not write it down. Don't use their colloquialism in communication, especially during examinations. So don't use it in examinations. So Americans will say big, boo, go. While British will say big, boo, go. That's the difference. So you can say, for example, this church is big. That's American pronunciation. British will say, this church is big. So that's the difference. But it's the same transcription, but different pronunciation. Then another one we have, okay, the fourth one, the E sound. Everyone say E. So this one is E, this one is E. So how do we know that it is long and short? This one is pronounced as E, this one is E. So that's where we got to know that this one is a long sound, and this one is a short sound. This one represents letter EE and EA. Example, feet. Feet. Everyone say feet. Say f, E. T. Feet. Okay, we have sit. Everyone say seeds. Eats. Seeds. Okay, so I'll give us six the most important sounds under the vowel sounds that we make use of. In our words, we used to use the R sound, we use the R sound, we use the E sound, we use the E sound. So let's take two more sounds that are major sounds that we use daily. The other one we have O. Everyone say O. This is the short O. Say pot. Pot. P. O. T. Pot. Then the sixth one we have O. Say O. We can say port. That's airport, seaport. Say P. O. S. Port. Sword. Say S. O. D. Sword. In the word sword, letter W is silence. So we don't say sword. So we say sword. Just like we can say, Bible is our spiritual sword, not sword. W is silent. Just like listen, not listen. Debt, not debt. Tomb, not tomb. So this is sword, not sword. Letter W is silent. So that's why it's like that. So that's it. So these are the six major um, sounds that we use daily. We have 20, but we're taking six today. So our next class we're going to proceed in the vowel sounds. So this is the time for questions and answers. Okay, so I don't know if you have questions and answers, you can bring it on. Sensors. Okay, other sensors, if you have questions too, you bring it on. All our sensors. Okay, so do we have, let's start from here. Do we have anybody here that has questions? Okay, okay.
Okay. My question is on the pronunciation of the vowel sound. You pronounced it as vowel sound, but in school they taught us vowel sound. So
Vowel sounds.
yeah, vowel sound. So which one is correct? Is it your own pronunciation or the one they taught us in
Very
school?
good. That's a good question, please. That's a very good question. Like I said before, we have the British English and American English. Let me break it down for you. The word communication, communication, that's when the act of interacting with people. That's American. British would say communication. So when someone tell you like the vowel sound, vowel, that one is American. The vowel is British. We are in Nigeria. We use the British English. So that's why I said vowel sound. So if you say communication or communication, both are, you can use both. You know why? Because we have two kinds of English. So we should use. Okay, let me write something so we can see on the board. Let's just see something. Okay. So now let's look at this word for example. The stress syllable is in block letters. That's capital letters. That's why it is MU. So we say communication. So the force. Okay, let me just explain briefly what stress is. Stress is the extra force applied to a word in order to make it louder, longer, and clearer. Or you can say stress is the force exerted on the word to make it louder, longer, and clearer. This is communication. This is American pronunciation. This is communication, British. Look at the transcription is different. Okay, maybe we should take it. Let's take the transcription. Everyone say, say, okay. So it's clear, right? So vowel. Let's go to vowel. This is vowel. Okay. So vowel. That's it. So next one. Next person. Any question online, please? Or Okay.
Okay. I people always use this tautology as
Okay.
in like using a statement like still yet.
Okay.
How can we put the correction to that?
Okay. We use one of the two. So he read for the examination. Still, he failed woefully. Or you say he read for the examination, yet he failed woefully. So you use it separately. It must not be in the two words must not be in a sentence. Even though, yes, these are conjunctions, and sometimes the only correlating conjunction we have is either or neither or nor. So any other apart from those two, others should be separated. It's not the same. It's not together. And then and many like that. Okay.
Okay, I have a question. Based on these phonetic aspects,
Okay.
some people like, for example, some people say, for example. I think just for them to twist their tongues.
Okay. Now let me tell us that example. Example is ig. E go. Let's take the sounds together. Everyone say e go. Z. Ah. Bo. So it's example. Just like saying examination. So it's ig. Go. That's what it's pronounced. Some people wonder that why is it like this? Yes, in some words, we have some words that the transcription does not actually means the way the word is where I'm going to transcribe it. No. So it's example. So when you say for example, so it's if you don't know diction, you can say it normally. Example. Well, if you want to learn diction, you want to practice it, you say example. That's the correct pronunciation. For example, someone would say, students used to say pronunciation. It is not pronounced, it's pronoun. Even the UN, let me just explain that. The UN is, Americans would say nan, like this. Pronunciation. Just like love, Love, love. God, God, God. Oh my God. Americans would say God. Or we say God. So this is love. Like you saying Jesus loves you. Loves. So that's because there's S there. For Love is love, not love. So let's practice saying these things in diction. Okay. It's the same, sir. Love. They use both. Yes, both of them use love. Love. So any more questions before I round off? Okay.
Children, I want you to pronounce this word. Help me write education on the board.
Okay.
How do you pronounce it? Okay, where do we have a place where we have a lot of vehicles is called what? Where let me just give you a clue. A bus terminal in our local Nigerian English is called what? Right. I want them to answer it. How do you pronounce it? It's garage.
Garage.
Garage, not garage. It's not meet me at Yanopaja garage. It's garage Yanopaja. No, it's garage.
So I want to say something. This is someone said education. No, it's education. Education. So TION and SION words, most of the words have sh. We also have sh. Yeah. We have this one like vision, the ability to see. Vision is sh. This one is voiced sound. This one is voiceless. This one is voiceless. This one is voiced. So this one is education. Vision has this sound. So that's it. So any other question before we round off?
Sorry, I want the correct pronunciation between the TH and TR.
TI.
TR and TH.
The TR.
Like THREE.
Okay.
Then TREE. Tree.
Okay. Very good. That's a good question.
That's a consonant sound.
We have three. It's under the consonant sounds. Then we have, this is Let's transcribe it. This one has, everyone say, as if you're saying deaf. Say, your upper teeth will be on your tongue. Your upper teeth will be on your tongue. Say, then we have E. This is free. As you're saying three. Three. This one is tree. Say it's E. So this one is tss, while this one is. Yes, we have the voice one. I'm very happy we have speech instructors in the house.
Okay, so we have 2 questions, online questions from other centers. Please, can we please read the question? Okay. This is from Abebi Center.
Okay.
It says, when rain is falling and their teacher told them that it's raining, is that correct? Oh, wait. When rain is falling, that is when it's raining. And the teacher says, and the teacher told them it's raining. Yeah, it's raining.
It's raining.
Or, yeah, it's raining. It's not that rain is falling.
Yeah,
no, that
raining.
is Yoruba
It's
transliteration. Ojo ń rọ̀. It's not rain is falling. It's raining, so it's correct.
Okay, let me say something on that. Actually, we have common errors in the English language and their corrections. It's because we don't have time. We have some words some sentences we pronounce that are not correct. Like birds of a feather flock together, not birds of the same feather. Aldo is a gatekeeper, not Aldo is a gate man. So that one now, it is raining, or it's raining is correct form, not rain is falling. Rain can fall. It is raining.
Okay.
So that's it.
All right. So there's also this word that our children also say.
Okay.
I'll instruct someone. Okay, maybe ask Deborah, call me Joshua. They are calling you. It's not they are calling you. That is one pair. You are called. Deborah, you are called, or Deborah, mommy calls. Deborah, daddy calls. It's not daddy is calling you. It's not mommy is calling you. Another online question is, how do we pronounce subject?
Subject. Subject. Subjects. That's pronunciation.
Subject.
Subjects. So like that call, you can say, mother calls for you. Or you are called. Mother calls for you. That's correct English. Not mother is calling you, or they are calling you.
Mommy is calling you.
Mother.
Don't say mommy is
Mother.
calling you.
Father.
Or they are calling you.
Okay, please, I want us to pronounce, is that all? I want us to pronounce the family members together. Everyone say mother, father, brother, sister, uncle, grandpa, grandma, mother, father, brother, sister, grandpa, grandma. So these are the ways we pronounce family members, both extended and nuclear family.
There's a question that, is it all things being equal or other things being equal? Which is
the correct English is all things being equal. That's it. And like someone said something last week, before we vacated, it said, to cut you short is wrong. To interrupt you. Sorry to interrupt you. Or sorry to cut in, not to cut you short. So that's it. So we have many more like that, but next class, we're going to be having more of that. My name remains Michael Lidipre. Thank you very much for the class.
Let's put our hands together. Let's put our hands together.